Strings Ivory, the exhaustive book of chords and scales. It's exclusively as an app version for the iPad for now, but hopefully that'll change in the near future. Anyways, I have been inspired to create this book app from back when I was learning chords and scales for the guitar. I've read through many books, but I've felt like each one could have been a little different, even though they were very useful in helping me learn. Whether it was the amount of information they gave, or the chart design, or a diagram, or the overall flow and layout of the book, I've always felt like it was missing something. So I created this. Let's go to the scale section. Every scale system will get a page like this. And I wanted to make it a scale system on each page instead of an individual scale, because I felt like it was important to show a scale in all of its modes, and so it would be easier for you to see how they fit together. And a mode is just an inversion of a scale. Here the Ionian, which is also known as the major scale, and all of its modes, the Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, and Locrian. And each mode or scale will get a intervallic formula or scale formula, and the harmony, which is the chords that are able to be played with each scale. And below that, each scale will get musical notation, a guitar tab, the intervallic formula, and the step sequence below. And a lot of times on the left hand corner here we'll find a little piece of information that can be also useful to you. And the second page every scale system or step sequence will get is this, and it displays all of the keys and the modes and formulas and the piano diagrams. This is a very useful diagram here, because you can find any key for any of the modes. For example, if you wanted to be in the scale of Ionian and you wanted to be in the key of E, then you find the first degree right there, then you go up until you find E, and here's E, and you just move to the right to find all the notes in that key. You got E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, and D sharp, and that'll be your E Ionian. Or let's say if you wanted to be in the Phrygian scale and be in the key of C. So you would go over till you find the first degree, and then you move up until you find C. And again you move to the right, you got C, D flat, E flat, F, G, A flat, and B flat. And that would be your C Phrygian. Or let's say if you wanted to be in a Mixolydian scale, and you find your first degree, and you wanted to be in the key of D, you would find D, and you would move to the right still, D, E, F sharp, G, A, and B, and that would be your Mixolydian and D. And the piano diagrams are displayed in 2 octaves, so you can visualize the modes easier on the piano diagram there. And the root for each one, you got 12 roots, are displayed to the left. And the next 2 pages are the guitar diagrams for those scales and those modes, all the way up until the 15th fret, and all of the degrees are plotted all over the fretboard so you can visualize and make it easier for you to know where you are in that scale. And it just repeats that information for each step sequence or scale system, whatever you want to call it. And there are so many scales in this book. Now let's go to the chord section. If you swipe horizontally, you skip sections. Swipe vertically, then you can skip pages at a time. Okay, here's the first chord, the major chord. Every chord will get a page like this. The name, abbreviation, and formula at the top. Get your chord spellings. Find out each note for each root that you want to be in. And you get your inversions and musical notations with every root. And your piano diagrams at the bottom for each root. And then the next 3 pages, just like the scales, shows a guitar diagram up to the 15th fret with the degrees plotted all over the fretboard there. Let's go to the back cover. There's over 700 pages in this book app, and a total of 305 chord types, with 76 of them displaying the following. That's the most common chords. You get the chord spellings, inversions, musical notation, guitar tab, piano diagrams, guitar diagrams, formula, and the abbreviation. The total of 1,439 scales, with 387 of them displaying the following: your 15 keys spelled out modes, musical notation, guitar tab, piano diagrams, formula, step sequence, and the harmony or compatible chords. Well, I hope you guys will enjoy this book as much as I do, and hope it's just as useful as it is for me as it is to you, and it helps you create or inspire you to make awesome music.